Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in the 1987 American League Strat-O-Matic Super Advanced Replay. We're at the final game for May the 8th. It is game 191 overall, and it is the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Texas Rangers from Arlington Stadium in Texas. Ballpark effects are singles 1 to 11, home runs 1 to 11 for everybody. So 11 is the magic number. Jose Guzman is on the mound for the Texas Rangers. And for Toronto, it is Jim Clancy. Guzman comes in 0-2. Clancy comes in 4-1. The running game for Toronto should feast because Guzman's a +3 arm and Slot's a +1 arm for a total of +4. Also, Guzman has a high propensity of balking. He's got an 18 balk rating, 6 wild pitch rating. Whereas Clancy's kind of the other way around. He's got a 10 wild pitch rating, but only a 2 balk rating. And Don Slott's pass ball rating is 16, so got to watch out for that as well. Records, Toronto is 15-10, and Texas is 11-13, as this is my first live stream during what normally would be a work day for me, but this is my second day in retirement, and I'm extremely enjoying it. I know I'm in the honeymoon phase on that. Been doing some things around the house, so things that need to be done. Taking it slow and just enjoying myself. I got, plenty of time to get all that stuff done. So Jose Guzman is going to take the mound and get his warm-up tosses in. And while he does that, we'll get the totals for Guzman. On the replays, 0-2 with a 6.75 earned run average. He only had a 4.67 real world, so he's definitely not doing too well. 25 innings pitched, 36 hits, 9 walks, and 20 strikeouts. He has given up 9 long balls in 25 innings, and that's kind of been his bugaboo. That long ball has been getting him in trouble. So he will start things off against Tony Fernandez of the Blue Jays. Fernandez off to a nice start, a 3.43 average, no homers, 4 runs batted in. He hit 322 real world, but he's hitting 343 right now. And runned away from Texas. 3-9. That's a fly ball to right field. Ruben Sierra will haul it in, 1 away. And we are underway from Texas. Rance Mullenix, third baseman, will lead things off. Mullenix hitting 361, a homer and 9 driven in. He only hit 310 real world. He's only had 61 at bats. He had 332 at bats real world, so he's got time to get that average down to where it should be. But right now he's off to a hot start, 6-4. And he'll draw a base on balls from Guzman. First walk issued by Guzman. Mullenix not really a threat to run, though, so he will not be held. And that'll bring up center fielder Lloyd Mosby. Mosby hitting 303, 6 homers, 23 driven in. He hit 282 real world, so not too far off his pace. First havoc rolled, nothing going on. Mosby, 4-8 to the left-hander, struck him out. So that's the first strikeout for Guzman. So he follows a walk with a strikeout. Now with 2 down, he just has to get by George Bell. But that's easier said than done. Bell hitting 255 on the replay, 8 homers, 25 driven in. Hit 308 real world, so he's a little behind his pace. But again, we're just in the beginning of May, so it's a long way to go. I'm just giving you the stats to kind of give you an idea of how they're doing, but really the sample size is not all that great. 310. And that's a fly ball to left, and Incaviglia hauls it in. And that's it for the Blue Jays. They get nothing in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Toronto nothing and Texas coming to bat. And veteran right-hander Jim Clancy will be on the bump for the Blue Jays. Clancy on the replay is 4-1 with an ERA of 3.24. 42 innings pitched, 41 hits, 12 walks, 36 strikeouts. And the governor, Jerry Brown, will lead things off for the Rangers. He's hitting 301, a homer and 6 driven in. That's a 4-11, switch hitter batting left, and that's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Upshaw. He's a 2-11. 2-19, he'll get to that and flip it to Clancy. The question is, will there be an error on the flip? He's an E11, and that's a 14. So we're checking the first baseman. An E11 on a 14. E11 with the dice being a 14. There's a 15, but no 14, so the flip is good. And the out is recorded 3-1. One away, and Scott Fletcher, the batter, shortstop. Fletcher hitting 301. No homers, 13 driven in. Hit 287 real world, so not too far off. 6-4 for Clancy. It's a pop out to third. Mullenix will take care of that pretty easily, and there's 2 up and 2 down. Not normally this. I'm just doing this at noon because Uncle Ron is not streaming at noon today. He's streaming yesterday, I believe Wednesday, tomorrow, and Thursday. So trying to pick a day he's not doing it. So if people want to watch something at lunchtime, they have something to watch. I will be streaming tonight Inside Pitch 77 replay, National League, Phillies and Cubs from Wrigley Field. All right, here's Pete O'Brien. And O'Brien hitting 349 on the replay, 6 homers, 17 driven in. He had 286 real world, so he's definitely off to a good start. 5-2, but he will strike out this time. Not a good start there. First strikeout for Clancy, and the Rangers go pretty quietly. And at the end of 1, we got no score from Arlington Stadium. Kind of expecting a higher scoring game with neither pitcher being all that dominant and the offenses being pretty good. But we got 8 innings to go at least, so can't judge anything by the first inning, that's for sure. Here is Jesse Barfield, right fielder. And for Barfield will be hitting 293 on the replay, 8 homers, 26 driven in. He hit 263 rear world. That's a 4-9. And for Guzman, that's a ballpark blast. It's 1-11. That's a 5. It's gone because Barfield has normal power. Look at it again, 4-9 against the right-hander. That diamond shot is right there at the 4-9. 1-11, and the double die is a 5. That is long, and it is not coming back. Jesse Barfield cracks a solo home run to lead off the second inning. That's his 9th home run of the season. RBI 27, and the Blue Jays lead it 1-0. As Guzman gives up yet another gopher ball. And for Guzman, that's his 10th home run that he has allowed in 26 innings. So the gopher ball definitely doing him in. Hello, Joshua. Good to see you. Don't remember your name before, but welcome aboard. Jimmy Jam, how you doing? Yeah, probably should have played the Inside Pitch one in Wrigley in the afternoon and played this one at night, but I felt like doing Strat instead of Inside Pitch right now, so that's why I'm doing that. All right, here's Willie Upshaw. One of the few Blue Jays that is struggling. He's only hitting a $181. He hit 244 real world. No homers and 7 driven in. Maybe he gets right against Guzman. 2-9. No, not right now. He's going to ground it to first, and Pete O'Brien will take it to the bag himself. And there's 1 away. I am scoring the game on the Strat computer as I'm playing it, so we have up-to-date stats. Here's Fred McGriff, the designated hitter, hitting 224, 3 homers, 7 driven in. He hit 247 real world. Oh, I didn't need to have a roll. Nobody's on base. 4-5, and against Guzman, that's a fly ball to left field, and Incaviglia will haul it in. 2 down. And that'll send us to Ernie Witt, catcher. Hello, Double D and Jeremy. Good to see you. Thank you. Like I said, I'm still in the honeymoon phase on it, and I still feel like I'm on a mini vacation, but it hasn't. I guess maybe next week it'll really settle in when I'm just not going back to work. So, but this is probably just gonna be for the summertime. I'm gonna probably try to get a part-time job this fall, just to give me something to do and make a few extra bucks. But it's not mandatory, but I might do that. But my full-time work is over. I'm pretty sure of that, unless somebody makes me an offer I can't refuse, like the movie says, which I doubt is going to happen. When you're 60 years old, they just don't make you those kind of offers. Most companies are looking for younger folks. All right, Ernie Witt, 275, 3 homers, 11 driven in. 5-5, and that is a strikeout. Guzman, second strikeout of the game. But the Jesse Barfield home run puts the Blue Jays on the board. And we go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Blue Jays. So Clancy given a lead to protect. And he'll be facing Mr. Pete Incaviglia. No, Double D, she is working, which is why I can retire. She's the one that encouraged me to retire. She makes pretty good money, so what little bit I was making before I retired really wasn't that much of an impact to us. So financially, it's not a great impact. So she's working so we can keep our insurance, and she makes decent money, and she doesn't mind doing it. And she's one to encourage me to retire. So that's what I went with. Here's Incaviglia. I was going to wait until Halloween. She said, why wait? Do it now. So you can enjoy the summer. All right, so Incaviglia struggling. 182 on the replay, 3 homers, 11 driven in. He hit 271 real world. That's a 1-5, and that's going to be a single to right field for Pete Incaviglia. First hit of the game for Texas. And they do have to hold him on because if he's got the asterisk, he would get the lead automatically if they don't hold him on. He needs a 6. He needs a 6 to get the steal chance, to get the lead. And he gets the 6. How about that? So he will take off. Don't know that Incaviglia is going to steal a lot of bases, but he's got a 17 here. Being held is a 15, but the +1's a 16. So 1 to 16, he's going to be in there. And he is. How about that? Pete Incaviglia, a stolen base. That's got to be his first stolen base of the season. I'll go back and double check it. Pretty sure that's, let's see. That is his first stolen base of the season. He stole 9 real world. So there's his first steal of the season. He had 9 of them in the real season. So it's not, totally out of the question. He's got to pick his spots, which he did right there. And he is in scoring position with nobody out for Ruben Sierra, who leads the league in home runs with 11. He's got hitting .304, 11 homers, 23 driven in. 2 is chance for a balk or a pass ball. We're looking at a balk on Clancy, and his balk rating is only a 2. So there would be no balk. So Sierra will swing away. 4-12, switch hitter bang left. It's ground ball shortstop X. And Incaviglia not being held, so the shortstop Fernandez will keep his 1 E17. 1 and a 15 should mean that the runner on second has to stay where he is. 1 and a 17 is a G1, so the runner will have to hold. E17, he's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17. Pretty simple. That's a 5, so it's a rare play G1. It's probably one of those ones where it bounces off the mound. It's not really a rare play. If there's run on first, the batter hits a ground ball, the fielder starts a double play. There's no run on first. So if no run on first, the batter grounds out with the other runners holding. So nothing going on there. It's just a 6-3 ground out with the runners holding. So without the stolen base, that may have been more of a rare play, but with the runner at second, that becomes null and void. Hello, Kenyon. To be honest with you, Kenyon, I'm going to probably try to keep the same kind of schedule. I don't know if I'm going to do extra video just because I'm retired, because I got other stuff I need to do around the house, but I may periodically try different streams at different points of the day and see if, if people like it. Some people, I may try doing one like at 8 in the morning Eastern time to see how that does. I might try, who knows what. I know Spokane Steve kind of does this thing around 4 in the afternoon on Eastern time. And RJL, once his inside pitch season comes up, he'll be back about 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm trying to, work around some of those people. But I'll try to get I may mix it up. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. It's not written in stone by any means. All right, here's Larry Parrish, 259 average, 5 homers, 14 driven in. Nothing on the havoc. Parrish, Clancy to Parrish. 3-2, and that's a hit by pitch. So he gets plunked. Parrish hit by the pitch. That will set up a force play at all 3 bases for Don Slaught, who is susceptible to grounding into double plays. Slaught hitting .313. 5 homers and 12 driven in, way above his skis. He only hit .224 real world. But he only had 64 at bats. He's got a long way to go, so that average could go anywhere. But right now he's off to a good start, and the Rangers are happy for it. That's a 4-11, and that's a ground ball pitcher X, chance for a possible double play. Clancy's a 2-E12. So let's see if he can turn a double play here. 2 and a 5, he will not. He'll be lucky to get one out. Hello, Colin. 2 and a 5 is a G3. His only play is to first base, as it turns out, because of the evil D20. He's an E12, so he's got to avoid 6, 12, 15, 3, and 18. That's a 12, so he won't get any outs, as it turns out. A 12 on a 12 is a one base error. So instead of getting at least one out, now the bases are loaded. Critical error by Jim Clancy. Went from the thought of a potential double play to not getting anybody out. Now the bases are loaded for Steve Buechele. Double play is still obviously in order. He can get out of the inning with the double play, but he's making it harder on himself. Buechele on the replay hitting .232, 3 homers, 12 driven in. He hit .237 real world, so he's right on target. 1-5, and that is a pop up to second base. Infield fly roll with the infield in. I mean, with the bases loaded. Pop up to second. Everybody's got a hold. Runners go at your own or your own risk. 2 down, and now it's up to Bob Brower, center fielder, and this is a clutch situation. He's hitting .259, a homer and 8 driven in. He hit .261 real world, so he's right on pace. In the clutch against right-handers, he gains a hit on 1-6 and 2-8, so he's a pretty good clutch hitter, and 1-12. So he got 3 different places he can gain a hit. It's a 1-6, and that's one of them right there. It would have been an out, but it's a clutch single for Bob Brower. Single 2 stars because he's a clutch hitter. That 2-6, I'm sorry, 1-6 rather, goes right into play. 1-6, clutch hitter. So that is a 2-run single, both runs unearned because of the error on Clancy, and the Rangers take a 2-1 lead. So the clutch hitting for Bob Brower. I know some people don't like the clutch factors in Strat, but it's in there, so I use it. And it's 2-1 Texas as they grab the lead. Clancy kicking himself for booting that ball. The inning should have been over. But coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't happen. Here's Jerry Brown. 6-9, switch hitter batting left is a single to left field. That'll be some more runs. Brown single will score slot from third, make it 3-1. And Brower, they'll just hold him at second base where that ball hit the left field. They don't want to. George Bell's got a -2 arm, so they'll be satisfied with the single, put runners at first and second, 2 down. For Scott Fletcher, it's now 3-1 Rangers. Fletcher popped to third his first time. 5-2, he will ground it back to Clancy. This time Clancy doesn't blow it, but 3 unearned runs come in due to the Clancy error. And the Rangers take a 3-1 lead after 2 complete from Texas. Now it's up to the Blue Jays to pick up Clancy with some good hitting. Number 9 hitter Mike Sharperson does not resemble that remark, however. He's been terrible. Sharperson in real world hit .208, no homers, 9 driven in. In the replays, hitting .173, no homers, and 5 driven in. So it's pretty much right on pace to be his ineptness. 4-9, and he's going to have a ballpark blast, but he has weak power, 1-11. That is would have been a home run, but he's got weak power, but it will be a single. So at least he gets on base. He will not be held. And here is Tony Fernandez. Actually, he will be held because he's got the asterisk. So they will have to hold him, but he's not going to try to go anywhere. Fernandez, they are holding the runner because Sharperson does have the asterisk. If you don't hold him, he gets the lead automatically. So you got to hold him. 3-5 for Fernandez, and that's a 1-16 single. That's a 15. It's a 1-star single, and back come the Jays. First and second, nobody out. And now we're getting the offense that I thought we'd get earlier, but the first inning was kind of which post was that, Jimmy? The one about? No, it's not hard. There's some tutorials on that. I know Sportsman Z and some other ones have made some tutorials on the Strat PC. It's very easy to make custom leagues and do everything. So it's pretty easy. I use it myself just for stat keeping, like I'm doing now. I rarely actually play games on the Strat computer. I use it to keep my stats, keep my schedule. And to keep my game online so I don't actually give somebody like 4 outs or something, the computer will correct me if I do something stupid like that or only give them 2 outs. So I use it as a tool, not an actual game. All right, so Mullenix will step to the plate. Infield looking for the double play. Whoop, that blue die didn't go through. We're going to re-roll that. That fell right out of my hand. All right, 4-10. And that's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder is Brower. He's a 3E14. Nothing guaranteed about that. 3-1, that's definitely not guaranteed. 3-1 is horrible. 3-1 is probably a base clearing double, I guess. And that's exactly what it is. It's a DO3. So both runners are going to score to tie this game on the double from Mullenix. Now we're checking for the error. But at worst case scenario, it's a 2-run double. But now we're checking for an error on Brower. He's an E14. So he has to avoid 16, 12, 17, and 18. So basically 12, 16, 17, and 18 is what he's trying to avoid. And 11, he barely avoids it, but he does avoid it. And it's a 2-run double. And we have a tie game just that quickly. We're back to 3-3. Still nobody out here at the top of the third. With Mullenix at second, not being held. Here's Lloyd Mosby. 1-8 for Mosby, and that's a 1-15 home run. That is gone. So Guzman just lost it all of a sudden. Look at this. 1-15 is a home run. That's an 11. Of course, he has normal power. It is gone. A 2-run shot for Lloyd Mosby. Talk about picking up Clancy. They're doing it in spades right here. Home run for Mosby. That is home run number 7. RBIs 24 and 25. And the Jays now take a 5-3 lead. With an Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning, but they don't have anybody else, so they can score some more if they want. And they got the guns to do it. Here's George Bell. That's a 4-10, and that's a fly ball center field X. So right back to Brower again. He's a 3. 3-4. Boy, they're getting some terrible rolls on that evil D20. 3-4 is going to be a single. So that will drop in for a base hit. Again, 12, 16, 17, or 18 are to be avoided. And they can't. That's a 12. It'll be an error. Add insult to injury. It'll be an error. He is an E14. And there's the 12 right there. A 2-base error. So that'll put the runner all the way to third base. 2-base error on Brower. So a single plus an E8 will send him to third base. And the Rangers are just falling apart. And Guzman doesn't know what to think of it. Each team with an error now. Now the infield's going to have to come in. They want to shut off some of these runs. Here's Barfield. Texas bullpen starting to stir as well. 4-9, and that's a ballpark blast. That's not going to help causes any. That's an 11. That's a 6. It's gone. Blue Jays putting out the whooping stick, kicking ass. Home run, Jesse Barfield. Ballpark blast. 2-run shot for Barfield. That's home run number 10. RBIs 28 and 29. Third home run of the game for the Jays. And that's going to be it for Mr. Guzman. He is done. He is toast. He is now tired because he's given up 6 runs here in this third inning for a 7-3 lead. And now Texas will have to go to their bullpen. Guzman didn't even he didn't get a single out in the third inning. He goes 2+. He's going to give up 7 hits, 7 runs, and all the runs are earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Pretty bad outing, I would say. And coming on in relief will be Ron Meredith, a left-hander. With the lefty coming up, they're going to bring in Ron Meredith. Scrub time for the Rangers. Oh, I put Meredith in the wrong spot. My bad. And I filled in the numbers in the wrong spot. Somebody should have yelled at me for that. I didn't do it. I didn't see it, so let me fix all of this. I messed him up, didn't I? Good thing for correction tape. It's still going to look messy, but at least it'll be accurate when I'm done. It's messy, but that's okay. So Guzman, 2+, 7 hits, 7 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and Ron Meredith is on. He is a -5 hole, but at this point, I don't think the running game may not even come into play with the lead being like what it is, but you never know. So Ron Meredith is coming on, and we'll get the numbers on Meredith. Hello, Double D. Yeah, I know sometimes it eluded me until I saw what was happening. So it happens. It happens. All right, so Ron Meredith will be making his way on. Bobby Valentine not very happy that he has to go to his bullpen this early. Meredith on the replay. This is his first outing of the season. This is his first outing of the season in real world. He pitched 21 innings, and he was 1-0 with a 6.10 earned run average, 25 hits, 12 walks, 17 strikeouts. Did give up 7 home runs in 21 innings, so the long ball did catch him just a bit. But he's in to face Willie Upshaw. This will be his first batter of the season. He just got called up, so this is his first pitch of the season. See how it goes. 6-8, and that's a ballpark blast. Ballpark blast. 1-11. It's gone. But no, it's not. Willie Upshaw's weak against lefties, so it's only going to be a single. So he got a break there that Willie Upshaw did not have the power against left-handed pitching. So that's a single. Will not be gone, but there's still nobody out. They're going to bat around for sure, barring a double play coming up. They will be batting around. Always a pain to do the score sheet when they bat around, but that's just the way it works. All right, so McGriff, Upshaw will be held, but won't go anywhere. Here's McGriff, another lefty-on-lefty matchup. 6-11, and that's a walk. So Meredith is not faring any better either. Single and a walk will bring up Ernie Witt, 9th man to bat in the inning. But they brought Meredith in because of 3 straight left-handers, but that may not be working out too well for him either. 2-12 for Witt is a ground ball third base A. That'll at least get a double play. 5-4-3 double play for 2 quick outs. The runner, Upshaw, will take third. And now they've officially batted around because the guy that led off the inning, Mr. Sharperson, will be up again. 2 outs and a runner at third. 6 runs are in. They got a 6-pack. 1-11 for Sharperson, and that's a ballpark single check. 1-11. That is an 11, so that will bring home another run. 7 runs in the inning, and Sharperson is second hit of the inning. It is now 8-3. Here's Tony Fernandez. 6-7, switch hitter batting right-handed, is a single to right field. Single to right. Sierra's a -2. Sharperson is going to hold with the lead they have. There's no sense pushing anything. So that'll put runners at first and second. Here's Mullenix with 2 outs. Does not get many chances against lefties. He faced left-handers 5% of the time. This is going to be one of those percents. 3-7, and he strikes out to end the inning. But a 7 spot for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they take a commanding 8-3 lead. I was looking for offense, and I think I found it. After the zeros in the first inning, I was wondering where the offense was, and now we know. And boy, Jim Clancy's got to be the happiest guy in the stadium. He's been given a 5-run lead to protect. So if he doesn't get the win now, it's just his own fault. Here's Pete O'Brien. That's a 2-4, and that is a ground ball. Boy, you just missed a ballpark blast. 2-5 would have been a home run. But 2-4 is a ground ball back to Mr. Clancy. And sometimes it's like football. It's a game of inches. Here's Incaviglia. He singled and actually stole a base his last time up. 1-3, and he's going to get a ballpark single check, but that's a 17, and when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. Lines out. Mama said there'd be days like this. So here's Ruben Sierra. 5-8. Switcher to bang left. That's a strikeout for Clancy. Only his second strikeout. He's not much of a strikeout pitcher, but he doesn't need to be. With an 8-3 lead, he just needs to put the ball to the plate and let his fielders do the work. So we go to the top of the fourth, still 8-3. Meredith will stay in there to face some of these left-handers coming up. Mosby, and two righties, and a bunch of lefties after that. So he's got endurance of a 2, so he's still good to go endurance-wise. Mosby now 5-9, and that's a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts going back to last inning for Meredith will improve his cause. And that'll bring up George Bell. 5-8, and that's a ground ball second base X. We're looking at Brown, the governor. He's a 3. 3 and a 5. Boy, I tell you, these D20 rolls just are not helping them out at all. Still might get to it, but it's going to be close. No, he won't. 3 and a 5 is a single. So once again, the evil D20 lets him down. His error rating is an E16. He's got to avoid 3 and then 15 through 18. And he does avoid that, but the base hit's going to be a good one for George Bell. That's the 11th hit for the Blue Jays already here in the 4th inning. Bell will not be held. Here's Barfield. It's a 4-3, and that is a fly ball right field X. We're looking at Sierra. He's a 2 E12. 2 and a 20, he'll get to that one at least. E12. E12 and a 12. Probably will be okay. E12 and a 12. Yes. E12, a 13, 14, and 16 were errors, but not a 12. So he will catch a break there and make the catch for out number 2. 2 down for Willie Upshaw. Hoping for a closer game for you guys, but sometimes the dice just don't want to cooperate. What can I tell you? Here's Upshaw. That's a 6-9, and that is a strikeout to end the inning. So Meredith does well for himself that inning. He might actually try for a 3rd inning. He's not tired yet, and they got lefties coming up, and they need somebody to eat some innings. So, and he's definitely rested. His first game of the year, so you know he's rested. So they're going to milk him for all they can get. Bottom of the 4th we go, and Larry Parrish was hit by a pitch his first game. 5-8, and he's going to strike out here. Strikeout number 3 for Clancy. And there's one away. Here's Don Slaught. He reached on the error by Clancy his first time up. 5-9, and that's a fly to center. Mosby puts that away easily. 2 down. So Clancy, apparently with the run support, has settled into a little groove. Here is Buechele. Whoa, we got a hop and dice. Let's re-roll that again. That is a 5-9, and that's another fly out to Mosby. 1-2-3 inning for Jim Clancy. Clancy looking to improve to 5-1. Guzman's going to fall to 0-3 unless they miraculously come back, and his ERA is not going to be the better for it, that's for sure. So we go to the 5th. Still 8-3 Toronto. Fred McGriff back out, and he'll be facing Meredith once again. 1-9, and he strikes him out. So Meredith impressive. Here's Ernie Witt. 3-4, and that's a ground ball to 3rd. 2 down. And that'll flip it over to the number 9 man, Sharperson, who had 2 singles in the 3rd inning. 6-6, and he's going to get another single here, possibly a double. 112 is a double. That's an 18, though, so it'll be another single. So Sharperson 3 for 3. You come in really struggling, but he's 3 for 3 all of a sudden. They will hold him on, but he won't go anywhere. Fernandez is your batter. 3-7 against the left-hander. He will fly to center fielder Brower, and that's going to end the inning. So Meredith might go a little further. We shall see. Texas put somebody out there who can finally get out, so you hate to remove him, but he's going to eventually hit the wall here at some point and get fatigued. So Brower will lead off the bottom of the 5th. Still 8-3. 8 runs, 12 hits, and an error for Toronto. 3 runs, 3 hits, and an error for Texas. 111, and that's a fly to right field for Mr. Barfield. Easy play. And Clancy now has retired 8 in a row. Here's Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown's the last one to get a hit off of him. 4-8, and he gets hit off him again. 1-15 is a double. That'll be a double for Jerry Brown. Brown now 2 for 3. What can Brown do for Texas? He can go 2 for 3. Here's Fletcher. 2-6, and that's another base hit. It's going to score a run. A 6 is a single, but it's going to be 2 stars, and that will score Brown to make it 8-4. So don't count Texas out just yet. 8-4. Clancy just has to make sure he can get through 5 innings, get through this 5th inning, and qualify for a win. So Fletcher will be held, but down 8-4. They won't send him. Here's Pete O'Brien. 2-6 for O'Brien. That's a single to center field. Mosby's a 0 arm, but again, down by 4. They're not going to push it. First and second. Still only 1 out for Incavilla. 1 long ball, and we have a very interesting game all of a sudden. Clancy, 4-9. 1-3 is a triple. Anything else is a single. That's a single, 2 stars. That will score Fletcher. Move O'Brien to third. And back come the Rangers. It is now Dolly Parton 9-5 special. And Ruben Sierra steps to the plate. Clancy may need some relief. The Blue Jay bullpen starting to stir down there. Sierra, 6-2, switch hitter batting left. That's ground ball pitcher B. So they will get the fielder's choice, but the run's going to score. They were hoping for the double play, but they get the 1-6 fielder's choice. It will score the run. It's now 9-6. 2 outs, and Larry Parrish, the batter. 3-run inning so far for Texas. Clancy, 6-5. That's a fly to center, and that's going to finally end the inning. And that may do it for Clancy. He's going to give up 6 runs in 5 innings of pitching. Not sure he can go too much farther with him. It is now 8-6, and this is the kind of game I was expecting from the get-go, was this high-scoring affair. It's probably going to be it for Clancy. Meredith's going to come back out because he's facing some lefties. Mullenix, Mosby, and Bell. So they're going to leave Meredith in there. 3-10 is a fly to right field. And there is 1 away. That'll send up Lloyd Mosby. It's 110 against the left-hander. That's a fly to right. So 2 fly balls to Sierra to start the inning. If they can get Meredith through this 6th, they'll be very, very happy about that. He would have eaten quite a few innings. Here's George Bell. He's 2 for 3. 2-5, and that's a ballpark blast. That's dangerous, but that's a 15. They caught a break. It's a deep fly to left, and Meredith does the job solidly, keeps his team right in the game. It is 8-6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. So 4 innings pitched for Meredith. That's impressive. Very impressive. And we'll go to the computer to get Meredith's numbers and Clancy's numbers, because Clancy's coming out of the game as well. But first for Ron Meredith, he goes 4 innings, gives up 5 hits and a run. 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. So very impressive outing. Clancy's going to go 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of which were earned. No walks and 3 strikeouts. So now Toronto will be going to their bullpen. Coming up for Texas, we have Strat-O-Matic, right-handers. So Toronto will be going to probably a right-hander out of the pen. Possibly somebody can give them some length as well. Here in the 6th inning. Actually, they're going to go to Mark Foghorn Eichhorn. He can go 2 innings at least. So they're going to go to Eichhorn. Very funny how he spells his name with 2 H's. But Eichhorn is your new pitcher for the Jays. So we'll bring in Eichhorn and get those replay numbers. Eichhorn on the replay is 0-0 with a save, 357 earned run average, 18 innings pitched, 18 hits, 6 walks, 13 strikeouts. And he will be facing Don Slaught, the catcher. Catcher Don Slaught will lead things off for the Rangers. 4-4 against Eichhorn is a fly to center X. Well, Mosby's a 1, so you know he's going to get to it. We're checking the E7. E7. And that's a 9. Thinking that's okay, but you never know. E7. Nope, there's no 9, so it's good play for Mosby. 1 away. And now let's see here. We will now bring up Steve Buechele. 0 for 2. 6-7, and that's a strikeout for Eichhorn. 2 down for Bob Brower. Hello, Jeremiah. 1-9 for Brower. He draws a 2-out walk. Keeps the inning going. He will have to be held. Eichhorn is a +9 hold rating, so he's definitely susceptible to giving up the stolen base. So 2 through 9 gets Brower the lead. So they're definitely going to be trying to steal a base here. And he gets that lead. He's a 15, being held as a 13, but the +5 is an 18. So 1 to 18. And the T rating for Witt's only a 4, so they'll throw through. 1 to 18, he steals it. So Brower will steal it. Gets him in the scoring position where a base hit could get him a little bit closer. And a game like this, every little run can help. Hold on, what did I do here? Let me back up here. Got ahead of myself. Brower walked. So Brower, that's his 6th stolen base of the season. He had 15 real world, I believe. But he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Jerry Brown. Brower will be held at second base. Brown is 2 for 3, a single and a double. That's a 3-9 for Brown, and he's going to walk. It's going to now put the tying runs on base. Go-ahead runs at the plate in Scott Fletcher. Clutch situation for Fletcher, and he loses a hit on 2-9. Everything else, he looks to be neutral. So pretty blasé as far as clutch goes. That's a 6-11. That's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Upshaw. He's a 2-11. 2-11 for Upshaw. 2 and a 6. I think he's going to be okay to get to that. Should be a G3, I would imagine. 2 and a 6 is actually a G2 pound, but nobody's being held. So, well, Brower was being held, but the first baseman really, I don't think, has any play in that, or do they? Runner on second. No, just the second and shortstop had, not the first baseman. So first baseman was unaffected by that. So it's a G2, but it realistically, we'd call it a G3 because the play with 2 outs would be for him to just step on the bag or throw it to first. He wouldn't really throw it to second. His error rating is an E11, so he's got to avoid 6, 8, 15, 3, and 18. And 13, I think, is, oh, yep, that's okay. So he's going to flip it to Eichhorn to end the inning. So a shaky inning for Mr. Eichhorn, but he puts the 0 on the board, and that's all that counts. So we go to the 7th with the score still 8-6, and Texas will need a new pitcher, and they will go to a right-hander out of their bullpen. Meredith did yeoman work. So let's see in the bullpen who is the most rested. We are looking at Harris and Mahorsic. 107 there, 101 there. So actually Greg Harris has the most rest out of those two. Lloyd, I think, has been used more. Yeah, he's definitely been used more. So we're going to Greg Harris, if I can find his card. It's in here somewhere. Don't know why I didn't pull it out. Didn't come out of the sheet like, or the envelope like it should have, apparently. There he is, Greg Harris. Greg Harris is going to be on. Greg Harris, the right-hander. He fluctuated between a starter and a closer. He did a little bit of everything all season long for them. This part of the season, he's like their closer or, short reliever. So on the replay, Harris 0-1 with a save, 3.86 earned run average, 21 innings pitched, 18 hits, 11 walks, and 14 strikeouts. So Greg Harris. He's a -1 hold, so that makes that a 0. All right, so Barfield will lead off against Harris. 8-6, top of the 7th. 6-10, and that is an in-home run chance right off the bat. An in-home run on a 6-10, and you better believe Barfield took advantage. That is a home run for Barfield. That is his 3rd home run of the game. Am I reading that correctly? Barfield has 3 that's his 3rd home run of the game. He had a home run in the 2nd and a home run in the 3rd. So his 11th home run of the season, his 3rd of the game. We know who the player of the game is going to be, barring a miracle. Jesse Barfield, home run number 11, RBI number 30. And the Rangers take a 9-6 lead. Jesse Barfield, 3 home runs in the game. I don't know if I've ever had that before. I might have. It's been a while if I have. I know I never had a guy hit 4. 310 for Upshaw, and that is a single to left field. So Greg Harris not getting it done. For Toronto, that is hit number 14 already. Upshaw will be held but won't go anywhere. Here's McGriff. Crime Dog. 4-7. Ground ball, second base X. That'll be the second baseman, Brown, 3E16. And a terrible D20. The evil D20 strikes again on Texas. They just can't catch a break. 3-1. That's going to be a single, 2 stars. So that will send Mr. Upshaw to third base, McGriff to first. Now the E16 could add insult to injury. 3 and then 15 through 18. That's a 12. He just caught a break. That there wasn't an error, but bad enough it's runners at the corners. Could have been a double play, but it turns into runners in the corners. 15 hits now for the Blue Jays. Still nobody out, and here's Ernie Witt. Infield is back. They got to get outs. 3-9 for Witt. He lines it to short. That'll help. Now a double play would get him out of the inning. He lined it right to the shortstop, Scott Fletcher, for out number 1. And here's Sharperson. He's 3 for 3. He's usually the guy I pinch hit for in late innings, but he's 3 for 3. You can't take him out when he's 3 for 3. 5-8. Not anymore. He strikes out. Now he's 3 for 4. So Harris trying to dig out of the hole that he created. And now with 2 outs, he's got a chance. Tony Fernandez is your batter. Nobody's being held on. Clutch situation still. 1-8, and that's a single to center field for Tony Fernandez. That will score Upshaw. McGriff will stop at second. And that's double-digit city for the Blue Jays. They now lead it 10-6. 16 hits now pounded out by the Blue Jays. And here's Mullenix. Harris to Mullenix. 4-6 left-handed struck him out to end the inning. But 2 more runs come in for the Blue Jays. And they take a 10-6 lead going into the bottom of the 7th. They have just been pounding the hits left and right. And it's 7th inning stretch time, and I could probably use a stretch after all this stuff going on. I'm sure I can use it. So we will go to our Take Me Out to the Ball game. I'm going to take a stretch with everybody, and hopefully you will enjoy Take Me Out to the Ball game. All right, 7th inning stretch is in the books, and we are ready to move forward. Eichhorn back out for his 2nd inning of work. He'll be facing Pete O'Brien, Pete Incaviglia, and Ruben Sierra. So a couple of Petes, for Pete's sake, for Mark Eichhorn. It's a 1-9 for O'Brien. He's going to ground it to first. Boy, he had a chance at a home run. At least it would have been a double on a 110, but a 1-9, he's simply going to ground it to Mr. Upshaw, and it's an easy first out of the inning. Here's Incaviglia. He's 2 for 3. 4-6, and he's going to draw the base on balls. That's what Texas needs. They need base runners. Incaviglia will be held, but he won't go anywhere. Got to hold him or you give up basically a free stolen base, so you have to hold him. It is only a 4-run game, so it's not like they're out of it. Here's Sierra. He can get you 2 runs real quick if you're not careful. 3-8. He won't do that, but he will get a base hit. 1-14 is a double. That's a 15. It'll be a single 2 stars. So I'll put runners on the corners. How do you like that? Larry Parrish comes up. Runners on the corners. Toronto will be playing back for the double play. They will hold Sierra on, but Sierra will not try to do anything. Down by 4. Parrish is your batter. Hit by pitch, struck out, and flew to center. It's a 1-7. He's going to strike out again. A big strikeout there. Recorded by Eichhorn. And that'll bring up Don Slaught. Of course, we are in the 7th inning, so pinch hitting is allowed. So Don Slaught will be lifted, and the Rangers will go to a left-handed pinch hitter to see if they can maybe improve their odds of doing something. Or a switch-hitting pinch hitter if they want to look at it that way. And that's Gino Petralli. He's a 302 hitter real world. So Gino Petralli will pinch hit for Slaught and stay in the game to catch. So Petralli will pinch hit here in the 7th and catch in the 8th. And we'll get the numbers on Petrali. Gino on the replay is hitting 320. No homers, 6 driven in. He hit 302 real world. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Clutch situation for Petrali. He does lose a hit on the 1-8, but that's the only anti-clutch he has. So the chances of him hitting 1-8 are not all that great. 3-3. Instead, he's going to ground it to first, and Upshaw will take it to the bag himself, and that's going to do it in the 7th. Well, Petrali will stay in the game to catch. As we go to the 8th, it is still 10-6 in favor of the Blue Jays. And Petrali being inserted as the catcher on the computer, so we're up to speed there. Greg Harris will come in for his 2nd inning of work. That's probably going to be all for Eichhorn. He's going to go 2 innings most likely and just leave it at that. And we'll figure out the rest of it later on. Right now, Greg Harris will be facing Lloyd Mosby. It'll be Mosby, Bell, and Barfield. Barfield going for that 4th home run. See what happens here. Mosby, 1-4. He's going to fly it to center, and Brower puts it away. 1 down. Here's George Bell. 2-11 for Bell, and that's a fly to right. Sierra will haul that in. And here's Barfield. Chance for that 4th home run. You don't figure you're going to get it, but you never know. Depends on what the dice say. 6-7. No, you won't get it. It's a ground ball to second. That's going to be Brown. He's a 3. 3-16. He'll get to that. E16. E16 and a 12 for second baseman. E16, there is no 12. It's good play. So no 4 home run game for Barfield unless this goes extra innings. But he's still going to be the player of the game unless something dramatically happens. That's going to be probably it for Harris. They may have him finish up, though, actually, because he can go 3 innings, save their bullpen for other games. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the schedule here is Buechele and Brower. We could see some pinch hitters. Eichhorn, let's get the numbers on Eichhorn. Eichhorn went 2 innings, gave up 3 walks. So he did have a little control issue there. He did strike out 2. He gave up just the 1 hit, but no runs, which was more important than anything else with the runs. And now let's go to the bullpen. And we will be looking at Dwayne Psycho Ward. We'll try to pitch the 8th, and if it goes to a safe situation, they'll turn it over to Hinkie in the 9th. But Ward is going to be your new pitcher. Ward, Dwayne Ward, the right-hander. Actually, no, it won't be Dwayne Ward because he's not even on the roster according to my computer, so I have to remove him. I thought he was on the roster, but the computer is saying he's not on the roster. So it's either going to be Nunez or Hinkie for right-handers or Musselman Rudy for lefties. They may go to the lefty here. Let's see who they want to go to off the left hand. Let's see who's got the most rest. Musselman. Yeah, they're going to go with Musselman. If he gets in trouble, they'll go to Hinkie. They're going to go to Jeff Musselman, a left-hander. Try to keep some of the left-handed pinch hitters on the bench for for Texas, rather. So Jeff Musselman, a left-hander. And on the replay, Musselman is 1-0 with a save, a 6.10 earned run average, 10 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So Jeff Musselman gets the call to protect a 4-run lead here in the 8th with Buechele, your scheduled hitter. And with the lefty still in there, they're going to let Buechele hit. It's a 4-9, and that's a leadoff walk. Not exactly what they wanted out of your relief pitcher. Don't want to start giving up free bases. Here's Brower. Buechele not going to be held. It's a 5-12, and that's a ballpark blast, but that's a 20, and that's the kind of night or day it's been for Texas. So that will just be a deep fly to left. Almost a chance for a 2-run homer, but the when the Rangers need the D20 to be a low number, it comes up as a high number. So just the kind of day it's been. But he did give it a good ride. So there's one out for Jerry Brown. Turnaround bat right-handed as a switch hitter. 3-9 against the lefty. He will draw a walk. So 2 walks from Musselman. Jimmy Williams will not stand for this very much longer. Here is Fletcher. Musselman's going to face the lefty O'Brien, but once we get to Incaviglia, they will turn it over to Hinkie. Hinkie is loosening. They may ask Hinkie to get a 4 or 5 out save. 4-8, and that's a single 1-2. Anything else he lines to short, so he will line it to Tony Fernandez for out number 2. So this is the last batter Musselman will face right here is Pete O'Brien. Unless he gets out of the inning, then it's not a safe situation. They'll leave Musselman in, but if O'Brien reaches, that will be it for Musselman. That's a 1, chance of a wild pitch, and Musselman's wild pitch rating. Let's see what that is. Per the computer, it is an 11. So 1-11, we got a wild pitch. We do not. It's blocked. So again, when Texas needs a low D20, it comes up as a high number. Just not getting the rolls today. 5-6, and that is a strikeout for Musselman to get out of the inning. So he will go ahead and finish the game now since it's a 4-run lead. Hinkie will sit down. He'll come in the 9th if he's needed. But it's still a 10-6 game, so they're going to leave Musselman in there. And Harris will finish out the game too as well. He will be facing Upshaw, McGriff, and Witt, 3 lefties. But they don't really want to burn another lefty reliever, so they'll just go with what they have. Upshaw is 2 for 4 on this game. That's a 5-12 left-handed ground ball back to Harris. That's easy play. 1 down. Hinkie is staying loose just in case Musselman struggles. Here's McGriff. 5-8, and that is a fly to right field. 2 down. So Harris trying to do his job and keep everything close. He did give up 2 runs, but 2 runs in 3 innings is not all that bad the way this game's gone. 5-12, and that's a ground ball back to Harris again for 1, 2, 3 innings. So Harris is going to go 3 innings. And Musselman will come out and try to finish the deal. But if he struggles, Mr. Hinkie is light tossing in the bullpen. As we go to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Incaviglia, Sierra, and Parrish for the Rangers. Let's get the numbers on Harris to finish him off. He went 3 pretty decent innings. 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. No walks, 2 strikeouts. So Incaviglia is going to lead things off here against Mr. Musselman. It's a 2-9, and that's a solid home run. No doubt about it right there in bold print. 2-9, Pete Incaviglia, a solo shot, and it's 10-7. For Incaviglia, that is home run number 4, RBI number 13. It is now 10-7. And that will be it for Mr. Musselman. Toronto not wasting any time. It is now a save situation. So Tom Hinkie will be coming on to not allow this game to get away from him. Also going to go 1+. He's going to give up a hit and a run, walk 2, and strikeout 1. But now with Sierra coming up, it'll be Tom Hinkie. So Hinkie will be coming on. We'll get the numbers on Hinkie. He has had a rough outing as a closer in this replay, so he could use a good one. Hinkie on the replay is 0-3 with 3 saves, an ERA of 11. 9 innings pitched, 16 hits, 7 walks, and 10 strikeouts. So he could definitely use a good outing to kind of get his confidence back, if nothing else. But right now, let's get this over here a little bit so we can see the edge of the cards. Right now it's Ruben Sierra. 1-5 against the right-hander, grounds it to first, and Mr. Upshaw makes the play, 1 down. Here's Larry Parrish, designated hitter. 2-5, and that is a ground ball to short. Fernandez makes the play, so Hinkie looking to put an end to this potential thoughts of a rally by Texas. Gets 2 quick outs, and now here's Petrali. His second at bat, he pinch hit for Slaughton and grounded to first. It's a 2-7, and he will fly to center, and that's the ball game. Texas gets a run in the top of the 9th on the home run from Incaviglia, but that's all they get. And the final score, Toronto 10 and Texas 7. Kind of game I expected. I expected a high-scoring game. Hinkie gets his 4th save. The win goes to Clancy. He's now 5-1. He's a 5-game winner. Hinkie goes 1 inning, gives up nothing to get that save. The loss, of course, goes to Guzman. He's now 0-3, and his ERA jumps to 8.56. Total line score for Toronto, 10 runs on 16 hits and 1 error. Texas, 7 runs, 9 hits, and an error. Left on base, Toronto left on 7, Texas left on 9. But the player of the game, without question, is Mr. Jesse Barfield. 3 home runs in the game for Barfield. He goes 3 for 5, 3 home runs, 3 runs scored, 4 runs batted in. So he is your player of the game. Incaviglia did go 3 for 4. He was no slouch, but when your team wins and you get 3 home runs, he is the player of the game. So that's going to do it from Texas, and that will finish off the May 8th block of games. Tomorrow we'll be into May 9th, and we'll be back in Boston as we go back east again, going east to west. It'll be California and Boston. They'll be playing their game. And it will be Willie Frazier for the Angels against junk baller Al Nipper for the Red Sox. That will be tomorrow. But tonight, presumably around 7:30-ish, it'll be inside pitch, 1977 replay. The Philadelphia Phillies taking on Chicago Cubs from Wrigley Field in Chicago. And it will be Larry Christensen for the Phillies against Mike Krukow for the Cubs. That will be tonight. So thank you, all of you guys, for spending hopefully part of your lunchtime with me, or if you're whatever you happen to be doing at the time. Thoroughly enjoyed the game. I like a little bit more pitching, but sometimes you get these kind of games. Toronto will improve to 16-10. Texas falls to 11-14. With that victory for Toronto, they now pulled within 3 games of the Yankees, who lead the division at 20-8. They're 2 games back in the loss column, 3 games back overall. Milwaukee is a half game back of New York at 19-8. So with the loss, Texas now drops to 4th place. They fall behind Kansas City. They're now 11-14. They are 5 games behind the Oakland A's. So player of the game, Jesse Barfield, as Toronto goes into Texas and thumps the Rangers by the score of 10-7, thanks to a 7-run 3rd inning. Winning pitcher Clancy, the losing pitcher Guzman, and Hinkie pitches the 9th inning for his 4th save of the season. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.